Hey guys, it's Ellie. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed so far. Your support means a ton to me. Really appreciate it. For today's video, I'm going to be talking about my NCAA Division I cross country and track experience. So let's get into it. So to start off, I'm going to talk a little bit about high school. Not too much, but I rounded out my high school running career, you could say, with PRs of a 4:59 for the 1600 and a 10:46 for the 3200. And that got me recruited by a few schools. I took official visits to Wake Forest, obviously, Vanderbilt, Berkeley, and Yale. So obviously I chose Wake in the end, but I didn't even know Wake Forest existed until my senior year of high school. I knew a girl who ran at a high school near me who went there, and that was about it. Yeah, I just didn't know anything about it, and my parents were like, come on, just take a visit. It's a really good school. You know, it's a top 25 or 30 academic school as well. And I was like, fine, I'll take a visit, I guess. So I visited Wake and immediately fell in love with the school. The campus is gorgeous. I'm from San Diego, so there are no seasons here. And when I first got to Wake, it took my breath away, you know? The leaves were orange, red, yellow. I was like, what is this? Like seasons? And I really liked the coach at the time. He was super great at explaining the school to me. I really liked the team as well. All the girls that I met, I didn't meet everyone, but the people I did meet, I really liked. So after taking all my visits, ultimately chose Wake. My first year at Wake Forest was a bit of a roller coaster, just a huge adjustment year for me physically and mentally. The stress of school started piling on right away. Wake Forest is super hard. They call it Work Forest, and let me tell you, that is definitely true. I started doing a little bit more mileage, not even mileage, just like more, I guess, more intense workouts. And then I also started doing strength work in the weight room, which I never did in high school. So overall, my body was just adjusting to this new kind of training and the stresses of being in college, being in a new place, flying across the country, moving across the country, I should say. So yeah, it was just a lot of adjusting for me. I also had no expectations for myself. I had no idea what a fast 6K time even was. I knew that I wanted to make the travel team, and that was about it. So I did that. I ended the cross-country season with around a 22:14 PR for the 6K. Track was decent. I improved a little bit from high school, nothing significant. I definitely wasn't satisfied at the end of that year. Knew I wanted to get a lot faster in the coming years, so I trained pretty hard over the summer after that to get ready for my sophomore year. Improved in cross country, ran about 21:44 for the 6K that year. I took around 2 weeks off after cross country, like I always do. I always take a break about that long, and I started coming back with like some kind of minor knee pain, which is weird. I was like, okay, I just took a break, like I should be feeling great, but instead I had this knee problem, and I was like, it's fine, it must just be like a little, you know, leftover something from cross country, and it'll go away. It didn't go away. It would get better and then come back, get better, come back. My right knee, my left knee, you know, it was just all over the place. I had this one period where I actually was pretty healthy for around 3 weeks, but then I made a really dumb decision and did 12 miles without insoles in my shoes. Yeah, I was not thinking, I guess. Wasn't thinking straight. I also practiced the steeple water jump for the first time and bruised my heel for another 2 weeks. So a lot of bad luck my sophomore year. I still PR'd in track, but you know, I wasn't training very consistently. My training basically just consisted of me doing workouts on the elliptical and a little bit of swimming. It'd be really sad. I'd be on the elliptical, you know, like hammering away, trying to break a sweat, and then I'd just like watch all my teammates doing the hard workouts around the track, and I was just like, why can't I be out there? Like, elliptical sucks. But, you know, gotta do what you gotta do. Anyways, eventually my knee healed, or both my knees. I had problems in both knees. And by problems, I mean like runner's knee. It wasn't anything like super serious, but yeah, I had runner's knee. Finally started feeling better over the summer, had a consistent summer of training. Cross country went well my junior year. That's where I definitely started seeing a big jump in my progression as a runner. I went from 21:44 to 21:13, so another like 30-second drop. I even won a cross country race. I was like, what? Like, I don't win races. So yeah, I really had a good time in cross country. And I was like, this is gonna be the year where I train consistently. I'm gonna have a year of consistent training. Let's go. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. Winter break, snowboarding trip, ran 9 miles on the treadmill. Yeah, irritated my heel, and then once again, made a dumb decision, didn't learn from my past mistakes, and tried to run through that problem. Ended up compensating, meaning I started running weird, like favoring one side, and that led to another knee problem. I couldn't run outdoor. I still managed to do indoor, but yeah, I could not do outdoor at all. January of my junior year, I also went on Accutane. I don't know if any of you guys know what that medication is, but it is a very serious medication for your skin. Has a ton of side effects. If you want to read more about it, you can just Google it online and you'll see the whole list. But yeah, I was on that all the way from January until September of my senior year. So basically throughout that entire time, I felt really, really bad. Had a lot of muscle aches, joint pain. I was on a really high dosage by the end too, and I started getting dizzy in the morning, and I was just tired all the time. Like I would normally stay up till midnight or 1 a.m., but I was like passed out by 8. I stuck it out though. I did my first cross country race my senior year feeling so bad, like awful, like just like from the very start. It wasn't like, oh, I'm a mile in and I'm tired. It was like one step and I'm out, like I'm done. After that, I stopped taking the medication. I was basically done at that point. I only had like a couple weeks left. So yeah, basically all of cross country my senior year was a huge adjustment period for me. I got a new coach my senior year as well over the summer. After my junior year, we got a new coach at Wake, and the training changed completely. I started doing higher mileage, around 65 in cross country, different types of workouts, just everything changed. So my body was adjusting to that as well as adjusting to getting off of Accutane. It takes a few months for that drug to get out of your system. All throughout cross country, I wasn't feeling my fastest or anything. It was just a matter of getting through the workouts. But by winter break, after cross country, I started feeling great again. I went back to normal, honestly better than normal. My workouts started going well. I started feeling a lot more effortless with my running. I wasn't dizzy anymore in the mornings before workouts. So yeah, I put down some solid work over winter break. Didn't do much in indoor. I did a couple rust busters. I raced a couple miles at the beginning of the season. Won 3K just to qualify for the faster heat of the 3K at ACCs. My 3K indoor at ACCs is where I saw a huge improvement for me. That was definitely my breakout race, and that set the tone for the rest of my career as a DEEK. I went into the race not with huge expectations. I had never even been in the fast heat at ACCs before, but I remember I just felt really good all the way up until the last lap, and I was still with like girls who have, gone to nationals before and placed really high, and I was like, what is going on? I was like 300 to go, I was like, am I gonna win this right now? Like I was shocked at myself, and that race ended up going really well. I finished 4th, receiving honors for the first time, and just, I got all this confidence that I'd never really had as a runner before. I haven't been the most confident athlete, I would say, but after that race I was like, maybe I can do some great things and finish out my time as a DEEK on a high note. I ended up having a really great outdoor season because of that. I PR'd in all of my events, went from a 4:34 1500 to a 4:25 1500, PR'd in the 5K significantly. I did one my freshman year, I forgot to mention. I think my time was a 17:43 my freshman year, and I did a 5K my senior year and went 16:01. So huge jump. Steeplechase is what I ended up specializing in. I got down to a 9:56 by the end of the season, qualified for regionals for the first time in the steeplechase, won my regional heat, and then qualified for nationals, made it to the final at nationals, and did my last race in a 9:56 for 7th place at NCAAs, which made me an All-American. So great end to my collegiate career. Honestly, could not have asked for a better finish to my time at Wake Forest and my time as a Division I athlete. I did still have another season of track eligibility, but I decided to take the opportunity to pursue a triathlon. And I can talk more about my triathlon experience in another video. I wanted to keep this one mainly just about running. I think my time at Wake just shows that you have to be patient with this sport. You can't just expect to be fast right away your freshman year. It took me nearly 8 years to find the type of training that works for me and my body and how I stay the healthiest. 65 to 70 miles a week was my sweet spot. I got injured less on that than I did on 40 to 50 for some reason. And I never would have known that, but thankfully I got a new coach my senior year and it worked out. So you just have to stick with it, find what works for you over time. You can run for life. It's not just these 4 years in college where you have to get good or get to a certain level. You have years and years ahead of you. Overall, loved my time at Wake. I'm really glad I stuck it out because my freshman year definitely was a hard time. And sophomore and junior year, I also had a lot of struggles. So I'm really glad I persevered with running, and it's led to great opportunities for me now that I never would have had if I had, stopped running after getting injured my sophomore year. That's it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you stuck all the way through the end, thank you. It means a lot. I know this is probably kind of long and just me rambling on about myself, but thank you so much. Let me know what you guys want to see for my next video. I could definitely talk more about triathlon, give you guys a day in the life of a triathlete, whatever you want to see. Let me know below. Subscribe, like the video. It really means a lot to me. And I will see you guys in the next one.